Hello, hello, hello. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Hope you guys are doing well. This is that second video I promised where I'm going to teach you a little bit about what it means to play the guitar and actually use both hands at the same time when it comes to playing something. So you'll see me sometimes play around like this where I'm going... So it's like, wow, Mr. Allen, real fancy, whoop-de-friggin' do. Well, you'll be able to play stuff like that in a matter of months. I'm that good, and you will be too. But the journey to getting there, we want to make sure that as we play the guitar, and especially while we're learning how to do it right off the bat, that we're not necessarily tripping up over the anatomy, over what is what on the guitar, right? So when we look at this one, it's going to be very similar to your new guitars as well, in that we have these metal lines that you see are going this way, right? When you're seated and you're looking down at your guitar and you're looking down and you can see your right thigh, right? You'll see these strings, one that's very thin that should be close to your right thigh, and one that's very thick that should be closer to your chin. And then we have 4 in between them, all right? We call those lines strings, all right? Those strings rest over here and then way over here at that other thin white thing right here. We want to make sure we understand that those are our strings. Now, I keep saying that because more often than not with beginning guitarists, it's kind of confusing to know what the difference is between a string and a fret. A fret is a big square, kind of like this one right here. You see how there's all this brown underneath our strings? And then we have this big steel or nickel line right here. And then we have another fret right here. And then this big steel/nickel line. And we have our first dot right here on what's called the 3rd fret. For today's purposes, I'm going to teach you how to play 2, maybe 3 really simple beginner chords on the guitar. Now the first one is called G. Now G only has you playing the first 3 strings on the guitar. And you have to remember, when it comes to playing the guitar, it's a little backwards, right? You might think, well, the first 3 strings, Mr. Allen, are over here, these big thick ones. And it's like, nah, that's not it at all, dummies. No. It's confusing, right? It's kind of reversed. The first 3 strings, strings 1, this one right here, string 2, this one right here, and string 3, are these thin ones, the ones closest to your thigh. You're gonna take your first finger in the left hand, right, where I'm wearing my watch, where you may not be writing with, although you use the right hand for that, right? You take your first finger here, this is your index finger. You're gonna create a C or an OK shape with this. What you'll do is you'll take your thumb, you're going to rest it somewhere on the back of the neck of your guitar, which is what this is right here. This part, this is the neck, right? The back of the neck. I would recommend you put it right here where the 3rd fret is. You see this 3rd fret, this 3rd big wooden box? The first line here that's closest to your thigh, that's the string. You want to go onto the first string and put your index finger, your pointer finger, your first finger, onto the 3rd fret, all right? Now, if you look over here from this angle, you'll see I'm kind of pinching it, right? Or trying to make that OK sign. It's really up to you how you want to play that, but I do not think you should be doing it like this or trying to do it like this. That's really hard. It can be very difficult on the guitar. And you want to make sure you're taking care of your hands while you do this, right? So what I recommend is, again, you put the top of your finger, right, right here, the top of your left hand finger. Try to have it line up with the top of your thumb, which means the top of your thumb should be somewhere around here. I recommend towards the bottom half. If this is the guitar neck, right, we have half of it towards the bottom half, right around here. Have it line up somewhere around the 3rd fret. This is a big rectangle square thing right here, so you can put it anywhere you want, but somewhere around there. Take that index finger, that first finger, put it on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Then you're gonna take your right hand thumb, you're gonna place that onto your 3rd string on the guitar, which is gonna be, again, this one. It's kind of in the middle of the 6 strings on your guitar, right? If this is the 6th string, that big thick one, and this thin one that our left hand is currently placed at, 1st string, 3rd fret, the 6th one is this G right here. You're gonna take this side of your thumb, or this side. You're not pressing in and playing hard, but you're gently rubbing, like as if you're rubbing the side of your cheek. You're doing that with the strings here to get this sound. That's our G chord. Now, our chords get their names for a specific reason, but we're not gonna go over that just yet because that's a lot of information to process. This is like our very first time playing the guitar. And I don't know, do you wanna have a lesson or do you wanna have some fun on Christmas Day, right? So remember, your G chord, it's gonna be right here on the 3rd fret of your 1st string. Like this. Right hand is like this. There you go. 2 more. There's a C chord. Now the C chord it's a little tricky. Not really. What it is you're taking that 1st finger again in the left hand, right, where my watches, where your watches would be if you guys wore watches. And you're gonna put that on the 1st fret now of the 2nd string. Remember, if the 1st string that I'm playing right over here, there you go. If the 1st string is the one that's closest to your thigh when your guitar is sitting down on you, the 2nd string is 1 string up. So it's gonna be this one right over here. See that when I'm kind of moving with my right hand? It's this one. So you're gonna go into the 2nd string, left hand, 1st finger, on the 1st fret. Now, of the 2nd string, by the way, 2nd string. What you wanna realize though here, right, is you see how I've got this kind of like weird crab, kind of like a circle or like a clementine, tangerine, whatever the heck kind of citrus fruit? If I play this right now like this, or maybe, doesn't sound super great, right? Now the C chord is a little tricky because it's really asking you, the guitar player, to put your left hand finger on top of the string, all right? So if we're pretending that this finger of mine on the right hand is, let's say, your 2nd string, you need to have it on top. And it's gonna look like this. There we go. So as you see, right, the belly of my finger, it's not touching that 1st string. And my nail isn't even touching the 3rd string. That allows us to get this nice clean C chord. That's how we play that. Your last chord. It's one of my favorite chords ever. It's called G7. So remember how that 1st chord we played over here sounds like that? And that's our G chord. Well, what's a G7, Mr. Allen? Well, I'm gonna tell you, all right? A G7 chord is just going on your 1st string, putting that 1st finger, moving it to the 1st fret to get this sound. And that's it. Now, with these 3 chords, you can make some really fun music. You can be able to go. What if you want to do more? Well, be patient. We'll start our lessons together very soon. But we want to start off small. Remember, when we're learning something new, especially an instrument like the guitar, we need to make sure we're making incremental growth. All that word means, incremental, is it's small, but it's continuous, all right? So making sure we have that small, continuous growth. That's how you become a master, or at the very least, a pro, like a certain someone. Eventually, I'm going to teach you how to be able to play those C, G, and G7 chords like this, where we have that. For now, have fun with those three. Merry Christmas, you two. And I'll see you all back at school.